from? Or?
I'm Allison. I'm here from D.C. So I live here, and I hate Donald Trump. I feel like he brings out the worst in our country, and that our country is strongest when we are welcoming and supportive of everybody, and whether regardless of gender, race, religion, ability, sexual orientation, anything. And as a woman, I also feel like my fundamental rights are at risk with him, and the very fact that he was, recorded talking about what he likes to do to women, as a friend of mine mentioned earlier, like that's just the time he was recorded, you know.
And what about those women that came out and he threatened to sue them?
I believe them.
Yeah.
I do too. And I feel like that should have been a deal breaker for the people who voted for him. So
how did we end up here, and what can we do?
Right. Well, and it's interesting that it's about climate change in your book as well, because of all the things, I feel like that is something that there has to be collective action for. So if he gets out of the agreement in Paris, that I think that could put
my daughter told me that he already took the climate change page off the White House website. So that's not a good sign.
And civil rights.
And domestic violence, I think.
Yes.
And several others. So that's day one. He threatened that, didn't he?
I think the question for me is, like, what do we do after today?
Yes.
This has to be just the first thing that happens. It can't be.
We can't just show up and go rah-rah.
And then go home and go, good job, us.
Yeah.
We showed up. We have to keep writing.
4 years of resistance for what we stand for and what he doesn't.
Right.
This is just the beginning, and it's good that we're all here today. We need to keep being here, but also not fleeing the country just because he got elected. Actually staying here and resisting,
stay engaged, and keep our voices.
I think it's going to be really important to engage with Congress because technically Congress has the most power. What has happened over several years and several decades is that presidential power has increased significantly. So now it's going to be about taking back the power from the president and putting it back into our legislators, where it should be, where discourse matters, where facts should matter, and everything like that.
So that part in his inauguration address yesterday, you think was not really the whole truth, where he said this is an election where the power is going back to you, the people. But why are we here today?
No, because he does not represent what the majority of the people say or want to do. So I think it's going to be a matter of the ones and I think the people who are here today are kind of like, we are so welcoming, and we don't want to really always be the ones to be I'm going to be very confrontational and say my piece and kind of say screw you to somebody. And it's more about, okay, we're going to organize, we're going to show that we are here and that the majority is here to speak up.
And we're going to keep speaking.
Yes.
Exactly. Today, tomorrow, and for the next 4 years.
Yes. And really, we just have to make it to 2018, because then we can change a lot of what's in Congress.
And do you think, because I forget the numbers, 46 or 41% of the people didn't vote in this election?
I think it's
41%?
Yeah.
Do you think that this wakes people up and that we can get more engagement in 2018?
Yes, I think so, because I think everyone kind of acted under a little bit of disbelief, and I think the people who even voted for him kind of have always said, even the ones who I thought are kind of sane are more he doesn't really mean it. And it's what we're seeing is that he's doing things. He does mean it. He's already done the executive order to start repealing Affordable Care Act.
Right.
And I think it's also, we have to teach people it's the Affordable Care Act and not Obamacare.
Right.
Because that has confused a lot of people. So
I think my daughter told me, someone said, I'm on the ACA, not Obamacare. And other people are that's the same thing.
Exactly.
And I didn't understand that was the same thing. So yes, miscommunication and fake news or just not understanding. So, that's great. Thank you so much. Tell me your name and what has brought you out, and where you come from, and what has brought you out here.
My name is Heather Weisberger. I'm from Los Angeles, California. And I'm here because I felt like I needed to be. I don't really know why. I'm just here.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you just felt you felt like we've had elections that have gone back and forth. I mean, Gore and Bush, big one. But
Yeah.
you feel something different this time.
I feel like more people are aware that things need to change this time, and
Right.
so I'm just sort of here to lend support to everybody's movement, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Just bring awareness
absolutely.
to what people need and what they want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're an amplifier.
Yeah. I guess that sounds good.
I like that word.
Yeah.
I'm Tracy Richardson. We came from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's my daughter. She can say her own name. And like Heather, actually, I saw something about this and like I have to be there. I'm not exactly sure why.
So
but
you felt pulled.
I
You felt
really
pulled
did feel
here.
pulled to come here, and it is really a matter of all means all. It's time for all to really mean all, not just small groups of people, not select groups of people.
So Trump said in his inauguration yesterday that this was an election that gave the power back to the people.
I think maybe in a way he wasn't quite expecting, hopefully.
I hope so. I think it was a wake-up call for a lot of people, so maybe in that respect he's not lying through his teeth for a change, but he wasn't giving power back to the people. We had the power and we realized
How much
that
power
fact
we really
finally.
do have.
Right. Yes.
Because we have
exactly.
41% of the people that did not vote.
That's right, and that's not okay. And there's so many different issues that are represented here. I mean, Black Lives Matter, refugee issues, women's rights, obviously, LGBT, and they're all important. And we need to finally start working together.
Yeah.
And this might be the moment that actually pulls that together. I hope so. We need it.
The key character in my book is called Moment.
Oh,
Nice. I named her 5 years ago.
well, here you go.
That was the moment. So let's get your.
I'm Julian Richardson. I'm the daughter, and I'm kind of here to help tell the stories. That's my big thing with forensic anthropology is making
You
sure.
do forensic anthropology.
Yeah, I'm going to study it, and it's all about telling the stories that people who don't have a voice anymore.
Right. So our civilization, our ancestors, right,
Yeah.
voices and stories.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.